Good morning, Spirited Sisterhood. I'm so excited that it's my turn. What a fabulous morning, and Mitlay, beautiful woman. I'm so grateful to you for arranging this lineup today and celebrating us, celebrating women. And I'm just, some of the messages that the women are bringing through are just so incredibly beautiful. So thank you so much. So for those of you who don't know me, and I would say a lot of you do, my name is Amy, and I am the creator and founder of Temple of She. Now, Temple of She is my love, my passion, my temple, where I invite women in to crack themselves open and to work on their fears and to shift subconscious deep thought patterns that we may hold as women, especially, and the most common ones are the collective fears that women hold all across the globe. And that's why today is such an incredibly powerful and beautiful day, because it is celebrating who we are as women. It is celebrating the divine feminine. And as I was thinking about this beforehand, I was thinking about this, this is International Divine Feminine Day, because really every single person on this planet, man or woman, has this essence inside of us of what brings the fire to women. And I understand the importance of celebrating women and celebrating the role of women in this life on this earth, absolutely, without a doubt. And so much so that United Nations in 1975 decided we're going to make this a day every single year on March 8th to recognize and acknowledge the women of this planet. But I also want to recognize the divine feminine that is in all of us, because every 5,000 years, and the title of my talk today was The Rise of the Matriarch. And what is the matriarch? The matriarch is the feminine energy. It is the womanly energy. It is the female line. It is the female lineage. It is the hierarchy of the female line. So everything from the queen, the mother, all of those archetypes, those energies, those actual people are the matriarch. And the matriarch is on the rise. And part of the reason for that is that every 5,000 years we have a shift in the not the ruling power, but the dominant energy that is present on earth. It is either the divine feminine or the divine masculine. And every 5,000 years, the one that is most dominant switches. So for the last 5,000 years, we have been under the divine masculine, which is very evident when you look at our history and the state of our world and the place of women in our society, that we can see that the patriarch has very much been the dominant force in our existence. And in 2012, that changed. A switch took place, and we are now under the dominant energy of the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is rising, the matriarch is rising, and you can feel that in our earth, in our energy, in the women. You can feel it in the things that are happening globally. You can look at the Me Too campaign, you can look at the Rise Up campaign, you can look at the march that happened the day that Donald Trump was elected. You can see it everywhere. Women are starting to seek things to help them grow, and more modalities and therapies and practitioners are starting to offer these things to women, because women are getting hungry. They can feel this rise of the divine feminine in them, and they want to embrace her. They want to explore her. They want her to be present in who they are, because they can feel this yearning. It's like she's tapping on their shoulder. You ready yet? You ready yet? Come on, I'm waiting for you. And that's part of the reason I feel that I've been called to do the work that I do, is to help women embrace this part of themselves, help women to explore who they are in their most powerful woman, in their most sexually empowered woman. And part of the work that I do is about combining their spirituality with sexuality, because especially for women, we have this incredible power within our bodies, and it is the divine feminine. And obviously our physical makeup is different to men's, and we have this space within us that houses our divine feminine, that houses the center of who we are as women. And that is our powerhouse. It is our source of creativity. It is where we birth everything, not just physical babies, but where we birth our creativity, where we birth our projects, our ideas, our relationships, everything in our life, we birth from this center of divine feminine. And if that is closed, if that is shut off, our projects and our creations are only going to kind of be half-assed, because there's so much more that we could open up to and create. And this center is our womb. It is actually the physical place of our womb in our body. And that does not change if you have a hysterectomy, because we know that we are energetic beings first before we are physical. So even if you take out the physical part of that, the energetic part of you still remains, and it is just as powerful, if not more, than the physical place of the womb. So there's no excuse. And this womb space is the gateway to our heart's intelligence. And this is where we operate from as human beings. So we have this backup, this battery pack of power that ignites the divine feminine and makes her what she is, makes her so incredibly powerful. And women are starting to feel this. Women are starting to yearn for this and starting to open to it. And, you know, one of the things that I've realized is often, and Carolyn Mace talks about this, is the thing that we want the most is the thing that we fear the most. Because, oh my God, who will I be if I am my most powerful self? Can I cope with that? Can the world cope with that? So we shut it down, because her greatness is so inexplicable that we translate that to fear and shut it off. So I invite you on International Women's Day this year to play with that thought. Explore, where are you shutting off your most powerful self, your most powerful woman? What are you hesitant to do? What are you resisting to create, or to where to go, or to be, or to do, because of fear and because of your greatness? Because of the fear of failure. What if it doesn't work? What if it's not that great? What if people don't like it? What if I lose friends? What if I end relationships? I invite you to explore that, to go into that and really see what is there, because at the end of the day, our fears do not exist. They are simply thought patterns, beliefs. They're actually not a tangible thing. Even if it's a physical person that you are terrified of, your fear of them is the fear, not that actual person. They can only ever do anything to you if you allow them, if you create the moment that that event needs to take place because of a negative belief, a negative thought pattern. So on International Divine Feminine Day, I ask you to embrace your divine feminine, to place your hands over your womb, over your yoni. And yoni is something that I work with, and yoni is a Sanskrit word for this entire space. There is no word in the English language that describes the vagina, the labia, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, the uterus, that whole entire area. And yoni encompasses all of that. So I invite you now to embrace that part of yourself and to explore that part of yourself. Place your hands over her. Hold her in your hands. And just breathe into her. And you can connect to her, you can communicate with her, you can ask her questions. She is the battery pack to your intuition, to your intuitive intelligence. You cannot go wrong when you are working from this space in yourself. As a woman, as someone who identifies as a woman and has a womb space, you cannot go wrong when you are working from this space. And this is why the matriarch is rising, because women are tapping into this source. Women are starting to open up to this source, to this power, to this part of them. And that is what is creating a shift in the world, because from 2012, things are moving, things are shifting. Imagine, just imagine what things will be like in 100, 200, 1,000 years' time, when such massive big things are just happening now. So the more that we tap into the energy, the more we open to this, the more we are open to exploring our fears and shedding the shit that the patriarchal energy has so deeply, deeply embedded into our subconscious, the more is possible. The more that we are open to anything, the infinite, your true heart's desire, your passion. And this flows into every single aspect of your life. It's not just spiritual woo-woo. This comes into your work, your families, your relationships, your sex life, your mothering, your decision-making, your ability to be discerning and decisive. It impacts every single part of you when you step into your power as a woman, as your absolute true identity of a woman, embracing your divine feminine for all that she is. And that is why the matriarch is rising, because we are doing the work. There are so many women doing the work, and even just having a conversation with someone about this very subject, about anything to do with you as a woman, about your body, about your menstrual cycles, about your sex life, about your breasts, about anything as a woman, creates a ripple effect. And it allows a space for that woman to begin pondering her own existence, her own thought patterns about her body, the way she conducts herself, anything. It plants a seed, it waters a seed, and allows her to start to have that same thought process, and the ripple continues. And of course, beyond a doubt, the most beautiful, empowered, important place to have these conversations is with your children, is with your daughters and your sons. Imagine the gift you could give by nurturing a son who understands and respects the divine feminine. Imagine what you could do for your daughters to raise them as empowered women who are not afraid of their divine feminine, who are not afraid of their greatness. Imagine the world we could create. To do that, you've got to get out of your own way. You've got to get over your own shit. Step aside your fears and just do it. Easier said than done, but that is what it takes. So on International Women's Day, I want to give absolute gratitude for each and every single woman on this planet, for every woman in the Spirited Sisterhood, for every woman in my life, and for every woman who steps into the temple of She, who is willing to do the work, who is willing to create the shifts and allow the matriarch to rise even further, ever expanding. Thank you, beautiful Mitlay, for giving us this incredible day. I'm off to catch a plane to go to Melbourne for the next part of my tour. Much love to everybody. Bye.